I'm 98 years old. 98. That number, it doesn't feel real when I say it out loud. I've lived through wars, depressions, technological revolutions that would make your head spin. I've buried friends, I've buried family, and I've watched the world change in ways I never imagined possible. And sitting here now, in this chair, with more years behind me than I could have ever thought possible, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you about my biggest regret. Because if I can save even one of you from making the same mistake, then maybe, just maybe, these 98 years will have meant something more. You know, when you're young, you think you have all the time in the world. Time feels infinite, endless. You waste hours, days, years on things that don't matter, and nobody tells you. Nobody sits you down and says, hey, this is it. This is your one shot. Because when you're 25 or 35 or even 55, death feels like a concept, not a reality. It's something that happens to other people, to old people. But let me tell you something. I blinked and suddenly I'm 98. I blinked and everyone I knew is gone. I blinked and my biggest regret is staring me in the face every single day. My biggest regret? I lived for everyone else. I spent 98 years trying to make other people happy, trying to meet other people's expectations, trying to be who they wanted me to be. And in doing that, I forgot to live for myself. I forgot to ask the most important question a man can ask. What do I actually want? Not what does my father want, not what does society expect, not what will make me look successful in other people's eyes, but what do I, in the deepest part of my soul, actually want from this one precious life? I became a lawyer because my father was a lawyer. I hated it. Every single day for 40 years, I put on that suit, I went to that office, and I died a little inside. But I did it because that's what was expected. That's what successful men did in my generation. You found a respectable profession, you stuck with it, and you didn't complain. So I didn't complain. I just suffered in silence, telling myself that this was what responsibility looked like. This was what being a man meant. I married a woman I didn't love because she was appropriate. She came from the right family. She had the right education. She looked good on paper. And we spent 52 years together being polite strangers. We never fought, but we never really connected either. We lived in the same house, slept in the same bed, and remained fundamentally alone. I think about the women I did love, the ones I was too afraid to pursue because they didn't fit the mold. And I wonder what my life could have been if I'd had the courage to follow my heart instead of following the script. I had 3 children, beautiful children, and I provided for them. Oh, I provided everything. The best schools, the best clothes, the best opportunities money could buy. But I never really knew them. I never sat down and asked them about their dreams, their fears, their hopes. I never told them I loved them, not really. Because in my generation, men didn't do that. Men provided. That was how we showed love. And now they're in their 60s, and we have polite conversations on holidays. And there's this distance between us that I don't know how to cross. I gave them everything except the one thing they needed, me. Here's what nobody tells you about regret. It doesn't hit you all at once. It accumulates. It builds up slowly, quietly, like snow on a roof. And then one day you wake up and the weight of it is crushing. You look back at your life and you see all the moments where you chose safety over passion, where you chose approval over authenticity, where you chose comfort over courage. And you can't go back. That's the thing about time. It only moves in one direction. I'm 98 years old and I'm running out of time to fix anything. But you still have time. You have so much time. And I'm begging you, don't make my mistake. Don't live your life trying to check boxes that someone else drew. Don't spend your days doing work that crushes your soul just because it pays well or looks impressive. Don't marry someone just because they're convenient or acceptable. Don't have relationships that are surface level and safe when you could have ones that are deep and real. Listen to me carefully. The opinions of other people, they mean nothing. Nothing. In the end, those people whose approval you're chasing, they're not thinking about you. They're worried about their own lives, their own problems. And the ones who judge you for being authentic, for following your path, for making unconventional choices, those people don't matter. They never did. The only person you have to answer to is yourself. And when you're lying in bed at 98, the only question that matters is this: did I live my life, or did I live someone else's version of what my life should be? I wish I had traveled more. I had the money, I had the opportunities, but I always said later. Later when I retire. Later when the kids are grown. Later when work slows down. But later never came. There was always another excuse, another reason to wait. And now my body is too frail, my health too fragile. Those places I dreamed of seeing, I'll never see them. Those experiences I postponed, they're gone forever. Don't wait for later. Later is not guaranteed. I wish I had taken more risks. I played it safe my entire life. Safe job, safe investments, safe choices. And you know what safety got me? A life half-lived. The biggest risk is not taking any risks at all. Because when you play it safe, you guarantee that you'll never know what you're truly capable of. You guarantee that you'll reach the end wondering what if. What if I had started that business? What if I had moved to that city? What if I had asked her out? What if I had bet on myself? Those what-ifs, they haunt you more than any failure ever could. I wish I had been more honest. I spent so much energy pretending, performing, wearing masks. I pretended to enjoy things I hated. I pretended to agree with opinions I didn't share. I pretended to be fine when I was falling apart. And all that pretending, it's exhausting, and it's lonely. Because when you're always performing, nobody ever knows the real you. And if nobody knows the real you, then you're never truly seen, never truly loved. You're loved for the character you're playing, not for who you actually are. Here's what I've learned after 98 years. Authenticity is the only thing that matters. Living true to yourself, even when it's hard, even when it's scary, even when people don't understand. That's the only way to live without regret, because at least then, whatever happens, you know you were honest, you know you tried. You know you didn't betray yourself. And let me tell you about fear. Fear is a liar. Every single time. All those things I was afraid of, most of them never happened. And the ones that did happen, I survived them. I wasted so much time being afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of making the wrong choice. But here's the truth. The wrong choice is not making any choice at all. The wrong choice is letting fear decide for you. Action, even imperfect action, is better than perfect inaction. I'm 98, and if I could go back, if I could do it all again, I would be braver. I would care less about what people think and more about what makes me feel alive. I would choose passion over prestige. I would choose love over logic. I would choose experiences over possessions. I would choose authenticity over approval. I would live my life instead of just surviving it. But I can't go back. My time is almost up. The hourglass is nearly empty, but yours isn't. You still have time to make different choices. You still have time to course correct. You still have time to stop living for everyone else and start living for yourself. Don't wait until you're 98 to realize you lived the wrong life. Don't wait until it's too late to become who you were meant to be. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Today, right now, ask yourself the hard questions. Am I happy? Am I living authentically? Am I pursuing what I actually want? Or am I pursuing what I think I should want? And if the answers scare you, good. That fear means you're being honest, and honesty is where change begins. Stop postponing your real life. Stop waiting for permission. Stop living small because you're afraid of what people might think. Your life is yours. Nobody else is going to live it for you. Nobody else can. This is it. This is your one chance. Don't waste it trying to be someone you're not. Don't waste it chasing someone else's definition of success. Don't waste it playing it safe. I'm 98 years old, and my biggest regret is that I forgot to live my own life. Don't let that be your regret too. Start today. Start now. Be brave. Be authentic. Be you. Because time, it runs out for all of us. And when it does, the only thing that matters is whether you live true to yourself. Everything else is just noise.